Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's look is actually a recreation of a look that I wore a while ago, and so many of you requested it. So we have this graphic flash of cobalt on the lower lash line, and then the rest of the face is really pared down and barely there, which I think is the best kind of canvas for a pop of color. I absolutely love this look, and if you do too, then be sure to hit subscribe and let's begin. I'm going to clip my hair back so it doesn't irritate you guys, and then slathering on the lip balm. So the day before this, I was testing out the Kylie lip kits, and I actually didn't hate how they performed, but my lips right now, you guys, they are a shredded disaster. For primer, I am trialing the Bye Bye Pores primer from IT Cosmetics. I'm just popping that onto the porous area of my face, which is my nose. This is nice. Just sort of nice to me. I do prefer the Hourglass Veil primer, which is a little bit thinner, and I feel as though it sits closer to the skin. I had a really long day ahead, so I'm using the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go setting spray before my makeup and after my makeup. I find that if you sandwich your makeup with setting spray, it really does help to make the entire face last a lot longer. Winter is coming for those of us in the Southern Hemisphere, and right now my skin is just so beyond parched. So I'm using my Holy Grail foundation mix for dry skin, which is the Armani Luminous Silk and the Maestro Glow. You guys have seen this combo so many times before, and it's probably becoming a bit of a snooze fest, but what can I say? I like what I like. Conceal under the eyes with whatever concealer you're loving right now. I do like to take some of the concealer up the sides of the nose to eliminate the shadowy areas that I have there. That's my particular bone structure. It seems to cast shadows across the nose. I'm also taking some concealer under the brow and onto the lid a bit to blank out some of that purple veininess that I've got going on. Sometimes I actually like to see the natural color and texture of the eyelid, but I feel like for this particular look, it would take away from that cobalt liner and make it look a bit messy. This is a new product to me, the Benefit Hoola Contour Stick. It's funny, when I see other creators use this in their videos, it looks a lot cooler on them, and it definitely leans rather warm on me, so more of a bronzing product than perhaps a true contour. Although I will say, it blends beautifully. Even on my Sahara dry skin, it didn't kind of catch anywhere, and you can really buff it out to a very sheer color. I'm really enjoying the formula. Ooh, this is another recent acquisition, the La Mer powder. Man, I am so conflicted about this one. I'll tell you what I like about it. I like that it doesn't have a white cast, and it also does a really good job of blurring pores. But in some light, I detect a very small amount of a pink micro shimmer, and I don't really know if I want that in my face powder. And with the power of editing, my brows are done. Let's add some subtle contour to the eyes. I don't want this to look like eyeshadow. I just want a little bit of shape and definition. So dusting a bone color or something that's a few shades lighter than your natural skin tone onto the mobile lid and also under the arch of the brow. And then also taking some sort of contour-y shade. So I'm using a grey shadow and buffing through the socket. I'm using a Smashbox palette, and I'm really enjoying this formula, but 100% you own these kind of tones in your collection already, so just use whatever you have. Onto the star of the show, the liner. I'm using a cobalt color because I think it really complements brown eyes, but you could totally use like a mint shade or a purple or even a brown if you're more of a neutral lover. So next time you're at the drugstore, highly recommend checking out the Rimmel double-ended shadow and liners. I own quite a few colors from this collection, and the formula is gorgeous. So we're taking the cobalt pencil side onto the lower waterline and extending quite a thick line onto the actual lash line. Now it's really important in this step that you really coat the areas between the lashes so that you don't have sort of awkward bits of skin showing through. Make it really dense. Then take a pencil brush and carefully diffuse the edge. We don't want to blow out that edge entirely because then you'll sort of lose that graphic edge. But a tiny bit of softening I find makes it more wearable and less like avant-garde. Then taking a smaller detail brush and drag that lower lash line outwards into a bit of a wing formation. You might need to add a little bit more product if your eyeliner is setting, but just sort of keep sweeping until that flick starts to form. Also, if at any stage your blending is going a little bit haywire, you can just grab a Q-tip and neaten up the edges. This is optional, but I'll often take a little bit of that contour shade that we used in the socket directly under the blue. This helps to ground a bright color, and it might be a helpful tip if perhaps sometimes you feel as though a pop of color is looking a little bit strange or stark onto your face. Finishing touch that totally elevates the look, I'm taking a cobalt mascara and really massaging the lower lashes with the wand so they get that slightly clumpy, overloaded look. This adds such a cool texture and also frames the lower lash line really nicely. If you are into the editorial vibes, then you can leave the upper lashes bare, but for, again, a more wearable take, you can go quite lashy on top, and this will create a sense of more balance. The heavy lower lash line is balanced by a little bit of extra volume on the top. My lash extensions, I think they're still looking pretty good, but they are about a month old right now. So I'm going to be supplementing with a bunch of individual clusters, and hopefully you can see in this before and after how that extra weight on the top really changes the balance of this eye look. Back to the face. Burberry recently released some new shades in their powder highlight, and I tried the rose gold shade. Objectively, this is gorgeous, but I think it touched deep for my skin tone because the base color was kind of making my complexion look a little bit muddy. So I switched to the white shade, which I love, and then I layered that on top, and then suddenly my highlight was crazy OTT, way over the top. I'm not mad about it though, clearly. The Burberry highlights they're a high impact shine, absolutely. Or, as the cool kids would say, I am shook. Now that the false lashes are dry, I'm using the MAC Hot and Naughty Lash. The pink wand is my favorite for blending natural and false lashes because it's not too wet, and also the brush is very soft, so it doesn't rip any of the false lashes off. Once in the comment section, someone said that it was silly to have a favorite mascara just for blending natural and false lashes. And yeah, I accept that. I am a little bit silly when it comes to makeup. Since the eyes are very much the focus, I want my lip color to sort of fade into the background. You know, it's there, but it's not really there. Something that could kind of pass as bare lips. This Essence lip liner, oh, I love it. It's a new favorite. Dead on dupe for the MAC lip liner in Boldly Bare. So we're filling in the lips here, but keeping the edges really soft, so it's not a carved lip liner effect. Skipping lipstick, but I will add a little bit of that lip balm on top because my poor lips are shredded and textured, and it kind of hurts. Final step, seal everything into place again with that Rimmel setting spray, complete the sandwich, and this look is done. From a nerdy standpoint, I think this makeup works because there's this beautiful simplicity to it. You know, it's striking, absolutely, and there is color, but it manages to retain this effortless, cool vibe. Also, yes, I have had my hair done. I will leave the salon name in the description box. And while you're down there looking at the description box, why not hit the link to my Instagram and come say hello? I would love to chat to you there. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye.
We're trying to fill the holes in our souls. Trying to feel the music, let it take control. Stuck on the